This is Nigeria's first family healthy lifestyle and edutainment radio station, 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the World News. I am Paul Emoghene. Here are the headlines. Imo State Governor says Nigerians will vote for APC in 2013. Kogi State Government threatens to sue NCDC Presidential Task Force. Association of Local Government of Nigeria canvasses 4-year tenure for local government chairman, and United States set to renew effort for a political settlement in Syria. Details shortly. Federal High Court in Abuja has slated March 9th, 2021 to hear a suit filed by the People's Democratic Party PDP to declare the seat of a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, vacant following his defection to the All Progressives Congress APC. Justice Okon Abang approved the matter for hearing after he ordered the service of hearing notice on the current Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. Dogara was in 2019 re-elected on the platform of the PDP to represent Das, Tafawa Balewa and Bogoro Federal Constituency in Bauchi State at the National Assembly, defected to the APC on July 24, 2020, after he submitted a resignation letter to the chairman of the Bogoro C ward in the state. Meanwhile, at the resumed proceedings on the matter, only the Speaker of the House of Representatives was not represented in court. The court in that quest directed that a fresh hearing notice should be served to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. In Imo State, the state government says the approval for commencement and enforcement of the revenue collection and other violations in the state takes immediate effect. The approval was made by the governor of the state, Hope Uzodimma. The state government said most motorists and vehicle owners obtain their licenses from unauthorized places, thereby making the state a haven for fake vehicles. The state government said this disclosure was made in a press release issued by the chairman, Imo State Internal Revenue Service, Justice R. Okoye, and issued to journalists in Owerri, the state capital. In line with the information contained in the press release, Imo citizens are advised to give the enforcement team their maximum cooperation. Also in Imo State, House of Assembly Committee on Commerce and Industry has been inaugurated. The committee, after the inauguration, vowed to partner with the executive to reform the state on the ease of doing business. House Committee Chairman, Commerce and Industry, Ngozi Obiefule, who disclosed this to House correspondent at the Assembly Complex in Owerri, said the committee is poised to ensure that Imo State strive in commercial activities.
Want to see whether we can turn the way commerce is done in our states around, encourage industries, make our states a place that can entice new industrialists, and also ensure that the industries, the few we have, thrive and encourage to expand. So the commercial sector, not only in the markets, we want to see whether we can make the way of doing commerce, especially in our rural areas, better, make markets look better. We enter in partnership with the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, try and partner with them to help them to see where we can make the markets in our various local governments viable.
Also speaking, the vice chairman of the committee and member representing Abomuse State Constituency, Eddie Obina, said the committee is up to identifying moribund market industries in the state.
Bring our ideas to bear, work together to oversight government agencies, markets, and industries that are moribund. We'll find out the problems that are making the industries not to be functioning. So when we find out the problems, the industries that are not functioning, and of course industries that also will be built anew.
Meanwhile, the 9th Assembly is to resume plenary on the 9th of February 2020. In Kogi State, following the frosty relationship between Kogi and Nigeria Center for Disease Control on COVID-19, the state government has threatened to drag the government body to court. Kogi Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kingsley Fawo, declared the intention of the state government to sue the Presidential Task Force COVID-19 in Lokoja over what he described as an attempt to demarket the state and inflict the citizens with fear. The state government accused PTF COVID-19 of failing in an earlier effort to import COVID-19 into Kogi, and as such has now resulted into creating panic. Fawo was reacting to Monday's description of Kogi as a high-risk state that should be avoided by travelers because of the nonchalant attitude of the state government to COVID-19 pandemic by the PTF. Responding to this, Fawo claimed that Kogi State had done more sensitization on the disease than other states in the country. Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, has canvassed for a 4-year tenure for local government chairmen across the country to enable them serve their people effectively. Former ALGON Deputy National President, Constantine Ikiako, made the call while briefing newsmen on the sidelines of the association's National Executive Council meeting in Kano. Ikiako, who is also the Delta State ALGON chairman, added that the 3 years or more as presently obtained in some states was not enough for the elected chairman to do the needful for the electorate. He asked all state governments to restructure the office of the ALGON chairman to a place where ideas and contracts meant to be awarded at the local government level are discussed properly. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma says he is confident that the All Progressives Congress (APC) will continue to be at the helms of affairs in the country, adding that Nigerians will vote for the ruling party again in the 2023 general elections. He disclosed this during an interview on a nationwide television. The governor, during the interview, expressed hope that the party will emerge stronger after President Buhari's tenure elapses in 2 years' time. He explained that the president, being a committed APC member, will deploy his resources to the party and his successor to ensure that the dividends of democracy are delivered to Nigerians. According to the Imo State Governor, many party faithful and non-APC members have begun trooping in their thousands to join their political fold. The governor, when asked for the political fortunes of the Southeast and producing Nigeria's presidency in 2023, said it is achievable, adding that it is the dream of every politician to attain the highest office in the land. In Kaduna State, Governor Nasir El-Rufai has condemned in strong terms the eviction being issued to Fulani headsmen in some parts of the country. El-Rufai called on other governors in the country to make statements condemning and disavowing attacks and massacres of other Nigerians living in their states. The governor spoke at a statewide broadcast, saying that indigents of Kaduna State and other states residing in other parts of the country had reached out to him to lament the hostilities of their host communities in recent times. El-Rufai further called on members of the National Assembly to fast-track action on the constitutional amendment that will usher in state and community policing. He called on all Nigerians living in Kaduna State to respect law and order and the rights of other citizens to live in peace and security wherever they reside at work. This is 107.3 Darling FM Owerri. If you're just joining us, you are listening to the World News. In the news, Imo State Governor says Nigerians will vote for APC in 2023. Kogi State Government threatens to sue NCDC and Presidential Task Force. Association of Local Governments of Nigeria canvasses 4-year tenure for local government chairmen. Still to come, United States set to renew efforts for a political settlement in Syria. Still ahead is business and entertainment news. Stay tuned.
Missed any of the developing stories during the week? Do you want to get up to speed with the news? Tune in to the People's Radio 107.3 Darling FM at noon every Saturday for the week in review. The Week in Review, reminding you of the week's stories today.
Welcome back to the World News on 107.3 Darlin FM. United States Department spokesman Ned Price says Washington will renew its efforts to reach a political settlement for the civil war in Syria. In a press conference, Price said Washington intends to engage in close consultations with its allies, partners, and the United Nations in order to promote a political settlement to end Syria's civil war. However, he stressed that any political settlement must address the underlying causes that led to a decade of civil war. Price added that the U.S. will use the tools available at its disposal, including economic pressure, to push for meaningful reform and accountability, and will continue to support the United Nations role in negotiating a political settlement in line with Security Council Resolution 2254. In business news, Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, said the Lagos State Sports Commission Amendments Bill 2021 will address unemployment in the state. Obasa made this known at the plenary session after the amended bill scaled the second reading by voice votes. The Speaker said that the bill was to amend the Lagos State Sports Commission Law 2017 and to further create job opportunities for youths in the state. Obasa said the bill, when passed and signed into law, will engage youths and take them off the streets. And finally, in entertainment news, an award-winning Nollywood actor, Eyina Wigwe's portrait photograph has been selected for a permanent exhibition at the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of African Art, located on the National Mall of the United States Capitol, Washington, D.C. The Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of African Art has housed famous items like Muhammad Ali's boxing headgear, Oprah Winfrey's studio couch, and Harriet Tubman's shawl since its official opening in 2016 by former President Barack Obama. Eyina Wigwe's recently starred in an action drama, Black November, alongside Vivica Fox, Akon, Hakeem Kai Kazim, and Wyclef Jean, for which he was acknowledged by the state of Texas, California, and won the Best Supporting Actor award for NAFCA. And that ends the world news, as produced by Uchoma Sophia Afolabi. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness reports on 0818-732-5104 or send an email to darlinfmnews@gmail.com. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DarlinFM1073. You can listen to Darlin FM anywhere in the world. Go to www.darlinfm.ng and click to listen. I am Paul Emoghene. News updates is at 5 p.m. Good afternoon.
107.3